Hey guys, this is Andrew from Group 5. I wanted to show you our Project 2, which is sponsored by Diet Coke. So what we did was we extended Project 1, which, if you remember correctly, was temperature sensors sending data to a computer via a serial port and then displaying that live temperature. What we've done in the second project is made it so that the temperature sensors actually connect to a Raspberry Pi, which is obviously a much more lightweight, smaller computer. So we represent the sensors over here. They connect to the Pi via XB radio. So they're not physically connected, but what they do is they record temperature on an Arduino and then send that temperature reading as a string over the XB radio protocol. So Pi has a XB receiver attached to it. It receives that temperature reading through the radio and then parses it through the serial port. And then it makes a copy of that data just in case things go wrong in the transport here. And so it stores a copy of that data in a SQLite database, which is like a really compact version of SQL that saves memory and can fit onto a Pi. And while it's doing that, it also sends a copy of that data to our Node.js app. So this is kind of where the server begins. So Pi's connected to Wi-Fi, it makes an HTTP request with that data over the internet to our Node.js application. This Node.js application presents an API, and what it does is it takes a copy of that data and writes a copy immediately to a much bigger, kind of more robust SQL database, which is Postgres up here. And so what we record in the database is the unit ID, the temperature reading, and the timestamp of when the temperature was read. And then once we get it all stored in the database, our client can access the data visualization through their browser. So they open a web browser, type in URL, they'll receive back an HTML page with markup with charts on it. And those charts contain kind of like a live streaming visualization of the current incoming readings. And it also allows people to query for historical data. So you're able to set a time period, and we can query for that time period using the database through this kind of gateway. And so I'm going to go give you a quick demo now. We've got our little temperature stations over here. They've got XB radios underneath here, and then you can see our Raspberry Pi over there with the XB receiver, and then the black thing is a Wi-Fi connection. And so it's sending all those readings through the Wi-Fi connection to our our server, which is here. So here's the HTML interface to our server. On the left, you can kind of see we've got a ton of readings now, but it is live updating. There you go, there it goes. So you can kind of see our 4 sensors, and they're plotting temperature over time. And then on the right side, we've got historical temperature. So what we can do here is we can choose a time range. And so I'm going to say I want to look at between 1024 and 1025 a little more closely. And so I'm going to change to 1024, 1025, submit, and then you'll be able to see just that window. And we've done this so that you can look on a per minute basis at all those individual readings. So if I were to look at 1025 to 1026, it's going to update again with that new data that we've just seen over here as well. So that's our quick demo of our new data visualization with Raspberry Pi and temperature base stations. Hope you enjoyed it.